Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. There's the Hanged Man. Interesting. Very, very interesting. A lot of deep water there. Maybe there is a need for us to change our perspective about something, or maybe we need to surrender, let go of something. But let's put this into some context. A lot of water energy. We've got the Taurus energy. We've got some fire. Ooh, and the sun. Very interesting. And the Fool and the Empress and more Earth energy. We have both Taurus cards here. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus. We have the Prince of Pentacles, which is the fixed Earth energy. It is a Taurus representative. Wow. Wow. A lot of majors. A lot of major and a lot of court cards. This is going to be interesting. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to select from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is just one random card. We'll put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top of it so it doesn't go anywhere. And that card hopefully will tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the end of the reading. So let's look. Let's take our bird's eye view here. We do have major, 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 major. We have some fire. We have some water here. We have a little bit of air with the Fool as well. And we have some earth with the Taurus energy. That's a lot of earth there. So I feel like Spirit is really, gosh, and look at this. We've got fire and water here too, at this kind of, they're kind of counterpoised here. This is interesting. It almost feels like Spirit is trying to hand you this Nine of Cups, this intense happiness, and even this freedom and this Empress energy, this of happiness and freedom and abundance. But why are we not accepting it? That's what I want to know. We have the Empress in the position of what we don't want. And of course, we have this Hanged Man. Well, let's talk about the Hanged Man. Because I think that maybe you are someone who gives a lot, right? I feel like you maybe are in a situation where you are giving your life to something, right? Where you are devoting yourself to someone or something, right? Maybe you're a caregiver, Maybe there is a situation, because we have a lot of these court. We have we have 4 court cards, one of every suit, right? We have a fire, water, air, and earth court cards. That's never really happened before, right? We have 2 queens, we have 2 princes. It's very strange. I wonder if you are devoting yourself, your life to, maybe it's a work thing, maybe it's a family thing. There's a group of people here, okay? You are doing something for this group of people that I think is putting your priorities in a lower position. Yeah. Because this is the card of sacrifice. This is the card of kind of being willing to put ourselves in an uncomfortable position for the sake of something else. In this case, maybe it's for the sake of these other people. There's a group of people here. And it's a very balanced group, so it might be a work thing. This might be a situation where you are giving and giving and giving and giving, and we're kind of waiting for our success, waiting for our wealth here in the form of this Sun card. Now, this is in tomorrow's energy. And it could be that we are giving up our happiness now for this perhaps a greater happiness later. Are you in a situation where the more you can sacrifice, the more you can put into this situation now? Maybe we're thinking that this company will notice, these people will notice, and you'll get an even greater benefit later, right? And the Nine of Cups is pretty good. I think we all kind of want that. That's happiness, right? That is fulfillment and satisfaction, but that really pales in comparison to this Sun card. The Sun card is cosmic happiness, right? This is absolute wealth and fulfillment. This is you fully stepping into your destiny and you're fully realized, right? This is your best self, your best life. So this goes above and beyond just the Nine of Cups. There's my cat to confirm. There he is. So it feels like we're in a situation now where we are volunteering to not take the rewards, right? We're giving everyone the shirt off our back, the food off our plate. We're willing to take the loss now. I'm willing to sacrifice my needs in this moment for the sake of everyone else. But I'm confident that tomorrow I'm going to be able to claim my full reward, right? I'm going to be made whole and then some. Yeah. I'm kind of shocked by this because, most people wouldn't give up this Nine of Cups right now. So it feels like this must be a very important group of people to you, right? So it seems maybe it's more than just a work thing. We've got the Hierophant here in the recent past. Okay. And the Hierophant could really be, it could be a situation where you were on the receiving end of someone else's sacrifice, right? Maybe this is you paying it forward, paying it back, This is almost as if somebody took you under their wing, that somebody maybe mentored you, took care of you. They were a guardian, so to speak, for you. Maybe this is a relative, maybe this is a company, maybe this is a school, maybe there's one particular, professor or something that really had an impact on you. And now you're trying to extend that into the world. You're trying to then give that back, pay that forward. Yeah. There's also this idea of extending ourselves in a healthcare kind of capacity because of the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual happiness, health, and well-being, fulfillment, satisfaction, right? All of our cups are full here. So this really is perhaps when we also talk about the Hanged Man, because the Hanged Man could be a card talking about a sickness, an injury, an illness, right? Someone who's laid up. So I still have this idea of you being the caregiver, right? And maybe we are caring for a Taurus person. Maybe we are caring for someone that once cared for us, or a mentor, somebody who we really value. Yeah. In the context of a family situation, could be a work thing still, but I'm not feeling the work thing so much. These two together lead me to believe that somebody is unwell and you're doing what you can to restore them, to make them whole. And maybe that's the reason for the sun in the future, is that they will be restored to perfect health and well-being through your efforts and your sacrifices. Right? You are going without food, without sleep, without really taking good care of yourself in order to return this person to their optimal state of health. Okay, that could be what's going on here. But I still believe that we're volunteering ourselves in this uncomfortable position in order to then have this sun in tomorrow's energy, in order to bring this solar energy about in the future. Okay? So take that how it resonates. I kind of wondering if this maybe is the other person who is, if we go from this Hierophant to this Hanged Man, well, we can kind of see that once in a robust state of health, as now someone who's kind of laid up, but we, through our sacrifices, we're restoring the health to that person. It could be what's going on here. Okay. And the idea here is to not let this work lead to your own injury or illness. You know what I mean? So I think it's very important for us to, at the same time that we are taking care of someone else, that we are putting our energy out there, that we are extending ourselves. See, this is fire energy on the outside, water inside. This is the Queen of Wands here. That this is kind of this idea of not so much concern for ourselves. We're burning very brightly. We're not too concerned about what's inside and what we might need in the moment, right? It's this kind of, we're going above and beyond. Yeah. Well, what we see down below is now water on the outside. Now this is what we need to avoid. So there's a balance that we need to find between these two. Overextending ourselves, and then here is us needing to take care of ourselves. Eventually, with this card, this is the Prince of Cups. Eventually, our self, our body, our mind, our soul, is going to stop and demand that we take care of it, right? If we're burning our candle kind of too hot for too long, eventually it's going to burn out. Eventually, there's going to come a point where things just stop, and your body is going to demand that you sit down and rest. So not only is this about this other person that I think maybe we're trying to take care of, it's also about taking care of yourself, because we do want this sun in the future, right? We do want this to be the restored state of optimal health and well-being and success. And I think this represents the health and the restoration of this other person, but also your health and restoration too, because we said that you're sacrificing your needs now, and that you'll go ahead and you'll eat later, is the vibe. But we have to be careful with this. I think this energy on the path of the dove, it both represents this other person, but also you. Okay? Now, we've got the Fool energy, general energy, moving to the path of the Serpent. We start with this Fool card. Now, the Fool is kind of this idea of beginning something new, this kind of freedom to move, right? It's this idea of kind of transcending the earthly limitations, okay? So I'm wondering what this is really talking about as we relate it to this energy over here, right? Because I wonder what we're trying to do here in the future, because again, we're kind of rejecting this Empress energy. Maybe this is a situation where you want out of this, yeah? With the Fool here, maybe this is saying that you're continuing on this, what might be a caregiver kind of role, but you really want out. Yeah. That would explain why we have the Empress here in the position of what we're rejecting. That maybe we feel like we are the Empress, and we don't want that anymore. We don't want to be that. We need that for ourselves again. Even though this is a voluntary thing that we're doing, we're saying, well, you can have the food off my plate. I'll go ahead and eat later. But maybe the Fool is saying, hey, it's time for us to figure out what comes next. Figure out how we start to then take care of ourselves and move on from this situation. And maybe we're waiting, of course, we're waiting for this sun. We're waiting for this restoration, for this recovery, for this health to be restored. But then what? Then what? Where do we go? What do we do? Okay. So the Fool kind of doesn't really know. The Fool is just going to go on a random road trip and just see where they end up, which is fine. It sounds fun to me. But maybe we need a little bit of a plan. And in comes this Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is in the environment. This is the position of timing. It's time for us to see things from a greater perspective and to understand what's going on here and understand what we're going to do after this situation kind of wraps up, right? After we've done our duty here and things are, it's like when the person is restored to health, they're back on their feet. Well, we're not going to stick around and, take care of them. Now they're robust again. They can take care of themselves. We have to know when it's time for us to politely say goodbye. Yeah. Because we have stuff to do too. And I think that's the strategy that we're looking for here. This is the perspective that we want. We have to kind of know, when is it time for us to get a move on? When is this person ready to take over, and we can do what we need to do? Because I feel like you have a lot of work that you're trying to get done as well. Yeah. What I'm also wondering if this, we have this Taurus energy in the past, but then we also have this Taurus energy, the representative of the Taurus energy, in the future. So maybe this is a partner, a spouse, it could be a best friend, a family member, because I feel like we kind of, we're handling things for them while they are, incapacitated, while they are indisposed. But once things are restored to this robust state, we kind of need them to start doing their job again, in a way. You know what I mean? Maybe we need them to share the responsibilities. Are they someone who is going to kind of extend this for longer than they need to? Are they kind of milking it a little bit, right? This is the perspective that we need. We need to see things for what is really going on. It could be that we are being kept around in this position, this hanged man kind of caregiver position, longer than they really need us. Yeah. So we need to get this perspective. We need to be aware of what is going on, what the situation is, so that we understand where we should go from here. And also, we need to ask ourselves, are we kind of being played here a little bit? Is this person, maybe they're recovered, maybe they are just kind of, they're extending it out longer than they need to. Yeah, does that make sense? I don't want to be too much more blunt than that, but we have to make sure that we're not being a little foolish and being too unaware of what's really going on. We don't want to be the fool here, okay? But we need to understand what's coming next. And, we've got this Empress energy here in this position. This is what we're rejecting. This could be that we're rejecting the need to take care of ourselves. But I think we're also now kind of, we're done being we're done being everybody's mommy, okay? It's not gender specific, it's just an energy, right? I think we're rejecting this. I think it's almost time that we are reprioritizing our own needs. Maybe we're realizing that everybody's perfectly capable of taking care of themselves. Why am I doing everything? You know? So I think that's why this is being kind of rejected. We don't want to be in this role anymore. Right? Or at least in a different capacity, perhaps. Okay? Because the end of the path of the Serpent here is this Taurus energy again, the Prince of Discs. It's like we need things to get back to their robust, functioning, responsible. We need to get back to work. This is, the teenager in the house that's perfectly capable of cleaning their room, but just wants you to do it, right? We need to get out of this role, and we need to give others the responsibility to do their part. Okay, maybe this is a work thing. Maybe this has nothing to do with an injury or an illness. Maybe this is someone who is just not doing their duty, not fulfilling their role and their responsibility, instead letting you do it. They know that you're going to get it done. We're realizing that, and we're saying, no, you're perfectly capable. You've got 2 legs. You can go do it. So this maybe is us trying to restore things to a fair and balanced, equal share in the duties kind of thing. This is the archetypal Taurus energy. This is what Taurus is capable of, but they haven't been doing that. We'd like to see them take a little bit more responsibility, start pulling their own weight. Okay, this might not be a Taurus person, but it could be. It doesn't have to be. This is someone that is capable of so much more than what they're actually doing. It could have an element of an injury or an illness. It could just be some laziness. I'm not really sure, but I do see that we want things to get back to this kind of equal weight. Let's look at the mystery card now. Maybe this will help us to get a better view, a better angle on what's going on here. I feel like this should be some very discerning air energy. I'd like to get either a 6 of swords, an ace of swords would be nice, showing that we have clarity, that we understand what's going on, and that we are ready to take action with this information, and we know how to progress. We know how to move forward. The Fool doesn't really know what to do right now, right? We're trying to discover we're trying to figure out what to do right now. Okay? And that's why this card is here in the position of the timing and the environment. It's time for you to figure out what this Fool is going to do now. Okay? So I want the mystery card to be some kind of clear, discerning energy. Oh. Aha. It is the Libra Power card. This is justice, adjustment. This is the card that rules the sign of Libra. This is your power card. This is what you're good at. You're good at judging things, okay? This is, we've got the ace, right? We've got the ace of swords there, that single sword, showing that you have clarity, that you have one principle, you understand the situation. It is the sword that is going to cut through any BS, right? You're not going to be swayed by, emotions or any, you know what's going on, you're going to get to the bottom of it. And it's the justice, it's the adjustment card. You know the decision that needs to be made. You're going to make it. Your will be done, whether they like it or not, right? You're not being unreasonable. You're not being unfair. You're not going to be, kowtowing or apologetic. You're not going to be meek, but you're not going to be aggressive either. And that's another reason why we've got the fire and the water here. We don't want to be too aggressive. We don't want to be too meek. We want to be right in the middle. This is about balance, right? It's the scales. We want it to be as close to perfectly balanced as we can. We just want it to be fair. Right now it's not. And if this person or these people don't like your decisions, tough. Sorry, I don't know what to say. I think this is a very good confirmation card, and I think this is showing that this is going to be resolved in a way that is fair for everyone, especially fair for you. It's been unfair for a long time, but we don't need to tip the scale the other way either, right? We just want it to be restored to equal weight balance. Everybody pulls their own weight, like I said, right? And this is a good confirmation card of that. I like this. We're going to also do an extended reading, Libra. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the description box. New readings come out every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. I want to thank you so much for being here. And thank you for letting me read for you.